to banjobenclark.com, your home for learning how to play the guitar or the mandolin or the banjo. No picks today, we're fingerstyling it. I asked on my Facebook page what we'd like to learn this week. Folks said fingerstyle, and especially a lot of requests for hymns, okay, which I love doing hymns. If I had to think about one of my favorite all-time hymn melodies, it would definitely be this one. I'm telling you, they just don't hardly write them like this anymore, okay? This one's In the Garden, one of the most timeless melodies ever recorded. Elvis recorded it. All kinds of people have recorded it. If you're not watching this on my website, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, I invite you to jump over to my website. There you can download this nifty tab that's exactly like I played it there. And I'm also going to teach you about 30 minutes worth of instruction on how to play all this stuff, show you which fingers to use. And I also have another video there on the website where I play it very slowly all the way through so that you can practice along with me. Okay? You ready to go take a walk in the garden? I recommend it. Let's go. In the Garden, perhaps one of the most beautiful hymn melodies ever written. It's one that comes to my mind very often. I love this old melody. We're playing it out of the key of C, and this song really has a lot of opportunity for a lot of substitute chords. You hear a lot of jazzy versions of this, but I wanted to give you a really just straight ahead version of this. This probably has less chords in it, the way that I wrote it, than your typical hymnal. We do have a couple little substitute chords here and there that don't fall within the typical key of C. And we'll talk about those as we get there. But the biggest thing with learning this is that there are some key just chord positions that you need to be in that will lend itself to what we have to play. Let's go ahead and put this first line of tab up there. And I want you to pay attention that beneath each one of the notes there, you'll see that I have my right hand fingerings written beneath it. So if it's a T, I'm using my thumb. A 1 would be my index, a 2 would be my middle. I think one time in the whole song I use my ring finger, and that's notated by number 3, okay? So when we first start out, I don't want you necessarily to think about, oh, I've got to put my fingers in all these places as measure 1. Just play me a C chord, and we're going to play a C chord over G. And what you'll do, instead of playing your ring finger on that bottom C note, play it with your pinky, okay? And then press your ring finger right above it on the low E string on the 3rd fret, okay? That's the way we're going to start the song. That's the way we're going to end the song. Okay? It's a big full C chord over G, okay? So get there, and then your hands are where they need to be for the first 2 beats of this waltz. That's another thing we kind of want to bring to attention, is that this is a waltz. There's 3 beats in each measure. We're going to start out pinching there, that very first beat, on the A string, and then the open G string, using our thumb and our middle fingers, you can see there. And we already have our fingers down where they need to be. Okay? Now, we're really going to accent our melody as we play this, okay? I put the melody in there very straight ahead so that we'd have an opportunity to do that. But all I want you to do to start out these first 2 notes are just pick those strings and then just move up a string and play that. And that's your first I come to. Okay, those are your first 2 notes. And then at that point, we can release the chord, and I want you to take your middle finger and just slide it up 1 fret. And that's our 3rd note in measure 1. Okay, so we'll go back to that C chord. Come to the. We're there, huh? Then you're going to have to do a quick shift, measure 2. I want you to use that middle finger to shift down to the 2nd fret on the A string, and then pick that A string with the open G string, and then we'll release that middle finger, play our 1st fret on the B string, that's the 3rd beat of measure 2. We're going to be using our pinky quite a bit in this arrangement, and typically with your fingerstyle arrangements like this, we do use our pinky a lot. So if you're not used to doing that, this will be a good one to get you used to doing that. This isn't a super hard arrangement. So measure 2. Okay. Now, go back into your normal C chord here at measure 3. Just do a normal one. You don't have to do the C over G. Just a normal one. And we're going to pick the low A string there and our high E string at the same time. And And then we're going to reach with our thumb and play the D string, but we're going to do a quick hammer-on from open to the 2nd fret where it normally lands in the chord. So it sounds like this. Now, if that really throws you off, don't worry about that hammer-on. Just play through the chord. That'll work. You notice that I'm kind of anchoring with my pinky on top of the guitar. I recommend that you do that. Give you a little frame of reference. Measure 4, just keep your C chord. We're rolling through the strings. But there's our melody note coming in right there at the very end. And you'll notice that I'm grabbing it with my pinky. The do, we're getting ready to go to that F chord, okay? So measures 3 and 4. So I want to make that, I want to make that a little bit louder than the rest of measure 4. Okay? And then measure 5, this may be the hardest part in the whole song, depending on how familiar you are with playing your bar chords. But we can get through this, you can get through it all. And I'll even give you a shortcut on how to get through this. But I want you to go immediately to an F bar chord. Okay? And that's where we bar the 1st fret, then we play the D string on the 2nd fret, I'm sorry, the G string on the 2nd fret, and then the D and A strings on the 3rd. Okay. That's what that measure sounds like. Now, if you have a hard time getting there, sometimes it's hard for me to get there. Okay, just play your regular F chord. We don't get that low F note in there, but just make your regular F chord and just roll through it and you'll be good to go. Let's take a look at measure 6 here.